Cheese, smile.
We are here.
Hi.
It is Thursday. It is Thirsty Thursday, as somebody used to call it, but I don't anymore. So I like to say now it's Thankful Thursday.
Yes, I love that.
Is that good for you?
It is great for me.
Awesome. Your hair looks amazing.
Thank you.
She
I was
only
so nervous.
brushed her hair for like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
I promise. I counted. I kind of like stalked a little bit and watched like what, because I don't have hair.
I can share. It's fine.
Oh, so I miss having hair at times.
I was over prepping myself. I went to Dave's bathroom and I was like, putting on some makeup, drew on my eyebrows so you guys can see that I have expressions. And Dave made it really comfortable for me to be just in my zone. So
I love that. Well, thank you. And yes, we are super excited to be here. So we got a lot to talk about today. Why don't we just dive right in? And you got a quote for us?
Yes. So my quote is actually Martin Luther King's quote.
Okay.
And I can't say verbatim, and I should know.
That's okay.
But
make it close.
If you cannot walk, then crawl. If you cannot run, then walk. And there's more, but I just can't think of it right now. But to continue to just keep moving forward is, I think, the quote that I would live by for sure.
I love that. Yeah. And I know we're going to be talking about that more. And of course, welcome to this episode of Live Beyond Default live stream. It is episode number 88. My name is Dave.
I'm Kat Mendez.
And we are live from the loft in downtown Arlington Heights, giving you your weekly dose of personal growth. So let's start off with a little bit of gratitude here. Okay. What are you grateful for today, Kat?
This morning, I am grateful for being able to be in your presence. I am grateful for being able to waking up this morning and having another day of being able to just start all over again. And the ability to have all of my limbs being able to get out of bed on my own feet, make my own coffee, drive my own car. I think it's those little things that we take for granted, of being able to see the road, see the beautiful sunset, having all of those. I'm very grateful. I don't know if you guys know, known Dave from his social media and screen presence, but Dave is so detail oriented. He already had my coffee made. His place is absolutely immaculate and gorgeous, and he just wanted to make me feel very comfortable.
I appreciate that.
I'm not used to that, so I'm very thankful for
it's time that you got pampered a little bit. And yes,
everyone deserves that. So thank you, Dave.
I agree. Yeah, we all do deserve it, don't we? Yes. Well, something that I'm grateful for is today I did some more grounding. So what I've been doing is during my morning walk, I will go down the block and I go to a field and I walk barefoot in it. Really? And what the grounding does is it takes away the negative charge and the negative ions in your body because your feet are directly connected with the ground.
I should just roll in it then.
You should just roll in it. Yes, I would agree with that.
All of that negativity every single day.
You should just roll in it. Yes. Yeah, that's something I'm grateful for. I love grounding, and there's not that much grass right outside my building, and if there is, it's has a lot of dogs on there. So,
you love dogs? Are you a dog?
Dogs are great. Okay. Dogs are great. I just don't want to step in it.
That's true.
And it's everywhere.
Very true.
It's everywhere. So, Dana's joining us, and she says, "I take Dana. A black Americano." Awesome. And then there is Kemi saying, "Good afternoon from London." Hey.
Hi, London. Hi, Dana. I love you.
Awesome, Kemi. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
you know, there is always something with going live, and that's what I love about it. Last week, the mic went out. Today, good morning, Christina.
Can you guys hear us? Mic check, mic check.
We can hear the mic, but for some reason, the camera looks blurry and looks kind of odd to me when I look up on the screen. It doesn't look like it did.
We have to just clean it really quick.
Somebody give us a little, tell us if you think the camera looks blurry or not. But
hey, Brandon.
There we've got Brandon.
Hey, Christina.
So again, we've got.
Hi, Daria. I love you.
Oh, that's
maybe
funny.
It's like you guys are seeing me through my own Asian eyes and very like blurry and squinty. This is a show through my Asian eyes.
This is what it looks like, huh? Brandon says, good morning, David Cat. This will be great.
Morning.
Glad you two are together. I'm grateful for live, grateful for my mom through her procedure, and grateful for friends like you two. Yes, I hope your mom is doing well, Brandon. I've been sending love and good vibes yours
Blessings
way. All right, so everyone's saying it's a little bit blurry. I'm going to figure that out. What might end up happening is I might have to like just refresh it, which means we're going to kick off and kick on.
We're going to have a little dance party.
But
we're going to come back on.
We're going to do that right now, okay? So just give us 1 second, and we're going to see what happens. And it looks like everybody's still on, and I was just like, Cat, this effing. So, all right.
Freaking my vibes, man.
You know what?
Let's roll on the grass right now to the negativity. Just let's do a roll.
She's so good. She's so good. Okay, we have super like improv this, but thank you again for joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube.
I love you. I love you.
Of course, Instagram, and you can watch the replay live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Take out your notebook. We are a self-reflective crowd. We don't tolerate anybody's BS, especially our own. We're all here to be honest. We're here to grow. We're here to live beyond default, not what other people want us to live, not what teachers or parents or society, social media, bosses, the way that they want us to live. They're not even living their own lives. We want to live our own lives. So take out your notebook. There's going to be a lot of golden nuggets, and let's start off. Okay. We met in an interesting way, Kat.
Oh my gosh. I was so nervous for this question just because as I shared in our one group, I've been light stalking you for such a long time. So I feel like
stalking me.
It's a little light stalking. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. What's social media for? It's for stalking, right?
Right. In the best way possible. But I think I've always just been a fan of you. So it's like when you are seeing a celebrity and then you finally see them and it's just like you already know them. I feel like that's how it was with you.
Really?
I'm not lying. So
interesting.
I'm sure it was an SBA event, but I'm like, hey, Dave, what's up? Like, we've been best friends, and you're probably like, I don't know who you are. Please stop talking to me. But honestly, in the best way possible, because of your positivity and great energy, I feel like I've always known you. So,
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I was nervous for that question.
You know, that's interesting. A lot of people that come on the show, as you know, you've watched a couple episodes.
Yes.
A lot of the people I don't really know that well. And I still, like, I feel like I know you well, like we vibe well. I don't really know about you personally. I don't know where you grew up. We're going to get towards that. But it's interesting how when you see people online or you see people in events, the what you think about them, right? That you put them.
Your own perspective. Right.
Yeah, whether you put them here, or you judge them, or you put them in a box, like you it's interesting how, what did I seem like?
You just always seem
I'm
like
curious
a go-getter. Just an okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was jealous of you at first because I'm just like, who is this guy? And how come he doesn't want, I was reaching out to him. I'm like, Dave, I want to get to know you.
I remember that. Yes.
I was emailing you and DMing you.
I remember that. She was sliding into my DMs.
Yeah. And like he would read, you would see your little head icon that you read my message. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? But then
I must have had a lot going on. You know, there are phases of going wide and going deep.
that's true.
Right?
I've actually learned that from Jason Steller too, and I love
Jason Steller.
Yes. And in the sales world or business development world, I think that we are taught to go wider, more.
Yes.
When Jason Stollard said that to me, it was just kind of like, boom. What does that mean?
Going deep, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually peeling back layers and then stop, wanting more and just digging deep and asking questions and why on a deeper level. That was very just eye-opening for me. So I feel like that's how you and Jason Stollard are. You guys want to ask questions. You're very curious.
Very curious.
So, and I love that about you guys.
I appreciate that. And something about going wide versus deep.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the beginning when you're out there, maybe you have a new career or maybe you just tried something new.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't start. I was networking before 2019, 2018, but not on the level that once I got into the Schaumburg Business Association. So I feel like for many years I went wide, even before I got into real estate. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to meet the community. I wanted to see what everybody's up with. And now I look at it with all the people that I know, mm-hmm. with all the business cards I have, with all the people I haven't reached out to yet. Mm-hmm. I would rather go a foot wide, but a mile deep, as opposed to a mile wide and only an inch deep.
Yeah.
Like I flip it around and I think there are so many good resources that I have. Not that I'm trying to dig a resource out of you, mm-hmm. but there's so many good people and resources that instead of focusing on, it's like what you want is right in front of you. Mm-hmm. So often it's just right there. and we don't go for it. So yeah, we kind of did meet in an interesting way. And then I think what happened was I saw you.
Do you remember meeting me for the first time?
I don't remember where we were at. No, where were we?
I'm sure we were at an SBA event.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but what I do remember is you were doing something. You said something, mm-hmm. or it was at an event and something happened. And I remember kind of having that tipping point, like, you know what? She's been hitting me up for a while. Why have I not gone out with her? Why have I not met her for coffee? Why haven't I not had an idea jam? So take that into consideration, whether you're watching this live or you're on the replay. Like, are you going wide now with your network and just meeting people, but only going an inch deep? Or have you decided to kind of scale back a little bit, not go so wide, but really get deep with the people mm-hmm. that you already have in your life? Yeah. And my advice, not that I'm here to give advice, my opinion more is start going deep with yourself. Because if you don't go deep with yourself, mm-hmm. you're never going to get anywhere anyway. So yeah, we did meet in an interesting way.
Yeah. I'm just going to start crying like right now. This is like a live version of therapy, and I'm just going to have a nervous breakdown in front of everybody.
Awesome. So we're really going to get into this now. I want to know about you more because I really don't know about you, Kat. I don't know about where did you grow up? Did you have any aha moments when you were a kid? Mm-hmm. Like maybe something really good happened and you're remembering it now and you're applying it in your daily life. Maybe something bad happened if you're willing to share that and you're like, you know what? So now because this happened, I'm kind of act this way in these situations. So where did you grow up? What was it like being the young Kat and bring us into that world? Because I love to hear where you came from.
So younger Kat. Okay. Wow. So actually my name is, I feel like this is just an identity thing, but my name is actually Kathy King.
Kathy King.
Yes. And nobody really knows me by that in the business development sales world. So if you are joining us from Facebook, where I just disconnected from, this is my reintroduction to how I became from Kathy King to Kat Mendez. But younger Kat, just scaling back, oh my gosh. And I have to really just be mindful that, and I spoke to Carmen, thank you so much for this reassurance. I'm like, man, what we say in front of a camera, live, or replays really impacts other people's opinions of you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be very wary of that. My children could be watching 10 years from now. Will I be like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed? So I don't want that, but I mean, we're live, we're unscripted, and we're unapologetic, right?
Yes.
I grew up and I did share this, two Philippine immigrants, and I'm scaling it way, way, way back, but just to catch you up to where I am. My dad grew up on the Navy base in the Philippines, and he didn't know his birth father. He just knows that he was mixed white man, a sailor, right? And my grandma, whose secret died with her, unfortunately, just said, all I know is that he was mixed white, and he was a sailor, and she gave my father his name. So my father is a junior.
Your father's a junior. Okay.
To a man he does not know.
So your grandma
Yes.
met a sailor.
Correct.
And they had your dad.
Correct.
Was the sailor white?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's all he knows. Okay. From there, he does not know any of his background or his family from his father's side. Long story short is from just that aspect. In Ancestry, when I was able to finally get it, my fiance gifted it to me about 5 years ago because I've always had that curiosity to me.
This is getting good. This is getting good.
It's like you're going to know all the nooks and crannies, right? But when I did the Ancestry, there were no other king. There are no other Asians. They're all mixed white people that live in Georgia, in Wales, in Britain. I was like, am I royalty? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, that makes sense. But to just know that and to just dig deep and to figure out, like, man, I am like not production, but I am from a man who wasn't supposed to be born, who was raised in a family that was hidden and had a secret life. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Like, there's no other kings and there's no other Asians. I can't reach out to these people because they don't know about us. And we're the only kings, which is crazy. So
you should
Kathy
FaceTime
Kim,
one of them.
I know, right?
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Didn't know that you had an Asian cousin. But from there, growing up, military family, right? I grew up in Waukegan. So my dad was.
Where were you born?
Waukegan.
Oh, so you were born in Waukegan?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, North Chicago, Great Lakes. I was born in the Navy base. So.
Yeah. Now that makes sense. Yes, okay. Cool.
Yes. Sorry, I'm rambling.
No, you're not rambling at all. Keep going.
Story. So I am number 8 out of 9 children. So
you have 8 brothers and sisters.
Yes, I have 8. If you're watching, hello.
What's the oldest?
The oldest, oh my gosh.
I don't know any of this about you. This is great.
I have 3 half siblings that are in California. So if you're watching, I love you guys. Mary Elizabeth, Scott, and Terry. The oldest, Mary Elizabeth, don't kill me, half sister, I think she's 50, mid 50s. I'll say that.
Okay, so mid 50s. And what's the youngest?
The youngest is my baby, taller brother. I will be 40, and he just turned 38.
38. Okay. So like 38 to 55.
Yes.
Is the range. All right. So that's a pretty good range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your parents like to have kids, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we always make like a running joke that every time my dad would come visit, that he would just like give my mom a present. So you can tell like 2, 3 years apart, like my dad went to go visit. It's like, okay. There you go. That makes sense. There would have been 12 of them.
Dropped a gift.
Yeah. So there you go. Brought little cat, to the world.
I love that.
So, oh my gosh, where was I going?
It's a great story. So far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So you grew up in Waukegan.
Yes.
When did you leave Waukegan? How old were you?
I was, so my brother and I were like the only Asians growing up because primarily it's a Hispanic community.
In Waukegan.
Correct.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, my brother and I were the only Asians.
Interesting.
So
did you feel like you were ostracized because of it, or were you treated differently?
I was bullied. I'd had the same big, not perfect teeth at the age of 8. I actually had acne at age 8. So imagine, and I'm always the tallest girl being Asian. I think I grew to my fullest height at 5'4" at the age of 11 with acne and bad teeth, and the only Asian. Can you imagine the bullying that went through in middle school? So there was just so much. I had to re-strategize and be very strong in myself, and always held my head up high, my shoulders back, because I'm like, if I'm going to represent for a tall girl, for someone, a minority at the time, being Asian, like I'm just gonna own it and just be that person.
Wow.
So that just really gave me strength and being able to just set that foundation to like who Kat is today.
I love that.
I moved out of Waukegan actually, and like my heart's racing, but because my ex-husband and I, who is Hispanic, we were in a very volatile relationship. And I had met him as Kathy King when I was 16, turning 17. I was in homecoming court. His brother and I were in the same graduating class. He was 2 years older. And he wanted to meet me when the homecoming court was introduced, and I was there. He said he thought I was very beautiful, right? From there, I went from being that picked on acne child, that didn't have that natural attention, and here's this older guy giving me this attention that all the girls wanted him. It just I was like, wow, who am I?
Interesting.
Who am I?
Yeah.
So I met him. I'm like, I have so much to say.
No, and you know why I'm laughing? I caught myself, and this is what's so great about being live. I caught myself. You're like, all of a sudden, I was that girl that was getting that attention, and while you were saying it, I was like kind of like checking you out, and I'm like, oh yeah, she is that girl. So like, it was funny how you kind of brought me into like your zone, and I kind of. Like I noticed myself even like, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, so it's good.
I'm trying to just paint everybody a picture. When I said that I wanted to tell my story, I've always felt like it was good enough to share. I just didn't know how to say it in the most professional way, because I mean, we are humans first and foremost, but at the same time, I am a human. I am a mother. I'm a fiance. I'm a friend, and I don't want anything that I do say, I do want to share that it's coming from my own perspective and my side of the story.
Sure.
Whereas someone else may have seen it or perceived it differently. This is my own side.
Yeah. And that's the disclaimer.
Yes, that's the disclaimer.
I like that.
We're going to add that in. But I moved. It was very small minded at the time I was. And I just felt like the norm was, okay, you meet someone, they're cute. They may be rough around the edges. Bad boy, typical type for me, meets the good girl. What I was 18, I got engaged. I was 19, I was pregnant. 20 years old, I had my oldest, Layla. I love you. It was just kind of like you went from trying to be like the best that you can, still learning that ugly duckling phase, and then boom, you're a mom. I was like,
mom at a young age, huh?
Yeah.
Before 20.
20 years old, I had her.
20 years old, okay.
And this is the time typically when you are figuring out yourself, right?
Sure.
And you're getting into messes, and you're going to bars, you're going to college. I didn't do that. I don't know how to do that. It's like all I knew was being a mom. That was normal for me.
Did you feel like you missed out on something?
No. I feel like being a mom gave me a purpose. I feel like, just being a mom gave me a purpose. I feel like I've always, like, I was meant to be a mom, for sure. Or be a mom to someone. But This is a very long question. Sorry, I'm just telling you my whole life.
No apologies.
But,
We're talking about your life here.
Yeah.
So 20, you had your first kid. You're still in Waukegan.
Still in Waukegan.
How long did you stay in Waukegan for?
I stayed there up until, and I'm trying to just scale back and keep my heart rate, down. But he was very, he did some mess in the streets, if I can just say it like that.
Yep.
And we actually had to leave, my daughters and I, for a reason, because he got into some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And this was about 10, maybe 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he got into some trouble. It was publicized. It was all over the news. People were, tagging me. And I was not on Facebook. I have not been on Facebook for the last 10 years, just hiding out as Kathy King. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you guys don't know what you're doing. You're tagging me, and people can now find me and my daughters. So my daughters and I went through a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD. And, if you are seeing this, whenever you do, this is not for any bad reflection on what you did. He is a good person at heart. He made some wrong decisions because of his childhood growing up and past traumas that he was not able to help himself. So,
and we understand that everybody's doing the best they can with what they have.
Right.
There's no judgment on anybody. Right. Ye who cast the stone be judged, whatever that quote is. You get what I'm saying.
So he's still a good person at heart. So,
and I appreciate you opening up about that. So well, when did you get out of Waukegan?
Keep asking that. I had to leave there because the way that we were found, he was found, I would say. The girls and I experienced trauma where we were held at gunpoint over 7 semi-automatic weapons in our faces. And I had to stand in front of my daughters. And because, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm an ugly crier like Kim Kardashian.
You're an ugly crier. Cut it out.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Keep going. Whatever you're comfortable sharing is okay.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm oversharing, so I apologize. But
this is part of being a mom on a movement, This is part of your story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is something that shaped you to become the person who you are. And that's important.
So there's been a lot of trauma and PTSD that I don't like to share. Sorry.
It's okay. If you want me to move on, you just tell me.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Okay.
I went to go.
You got the Kleenex box?
I did, but I actually.
She was grabbing that box before. I'm like, what are you grabbing that box for?
I stuck my hand in the coffee actually. But there was, I was just pushover, mom, that because of who he was and the fact that I chose him to be the father of my children and then my husband, I felt like that was the norm. Like that was who I was supposed to be. And I didn't want to be that person anymore. So he went away. The girls and I were just, everything happened all at once in my 20s. He went away, and because of those tags, we received the death threats. And I'm like, this is not okay, where his friends had to come and sit outside of our parking lot to make sure that we were safe. And if I'm oversharing for my daughters, I apologize. I just wanted to be able to share that.
Well,
yeah, no, it's okay.
Let's remember too, we've got a couple people that are saying things. So Daria says, I just want to hug you now. You're so strong. and this is important. You're doing amazing. We love you. That's from Dana. I don't know Dana. Mike says you're doing great. And Christina is sending love.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's Brandon, an air hug, Kat. Let it out.
Thank you.
We have to get out any unresolved issues from the past in order to move forward. You're so strong.
Thank you.
Thank you all for those comments. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thank you. I just feel like I had to share that because when people see me, they're just like, oh, you're so smiley. You take selfies. I'm like, there's a lot of pain behind that. But I try to bring out the best in people.
Yeah.
And see and show them that, like, you may have hardships. You may be going through struggles internally or personally, but there's goodness in everyone and everything.
Yeah.
You have to just radiate that and show that. But finally answering the question, I got out of Waukegan shortly after that. So maybe 6 years ago, I've been with my fiance. Thank you for joining. Sorry, I keep talking about my ex. It's not a good thing. I love him. I wanted to escape that life. I wanted a new, refreshing start for my daughters and I.
Hard to get out of or no?
No.
Okay.
No, my brother and I are divorcees, and so we're like, let's divide and conquer. He worked third shift. I worked remotely. We helped each other, and I moved to Round Lake Beach. In
RLB.
In 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So finally.
Not that long ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah, so 10 years ago, moved to Round Lake Beach, and I started listening to inspirational quotes and music. I love Les Brown. Les Brown.
Oh, Les Brown.
Les Brown became like my YouTube dad. Seriously.
I love that.
I love him so much.
Les Brown became her YouTube dad.
Yeah,
Don't we all have a YouTube mom or dad
gosh.
out there that we look up to?
I'm gonna
be
awesome. I'm gonna be
awesome.
watching this and then laugh, crying to myself, and like beating myself up for crying in front of everybody. But yeah, I was just like, I started going to the gym. I lost 20 pounds. I finally grew a butt. I was so proud of myself. And
we are so glad that you grew a butt, Kat. Really
happy, and it led me to my beautiful fiance.
I love that.
But
you're talking about Mike.
Mike, who was actually Patrick. That's another story.
Mike, I look forward to meeting you someday.
Oh my gosh.
I look forward to meeting you someday.
But I'm like, you know what? I swear it was overnight where I'm like, I'm not this person anymore. I am a new person. So Kat was always a name that my family called me because I was that chatty Kathy, annoying person, always attention seeker. So I think it just went from Kathy to just Kat because I got in trouble all the time. So I became Kat Mendez. Like, just call me Kat Mendez. Like, I took my ex-husband's name, and everybody gets confused. They're like, if you went through so much trauma and pain, why would you want his name? And I have to remind them that as a mother, we will only represent ourselves, but we represent our children. So I bear his name, not for him, but for my children. So when I do better, this new persona is now a reflection of them. So
I love that.
That's it. We're done.
Click. Click.
I cried.
Something that I want to share that I learned from that, which is a huge nugget, is not holding a grudge. Mm-hmm. That was something that my grandma said that kept her young. She said, David, I never held a grudge. With you, there were so many things, situations, or people that you could have pointed a finger at. You could have villain, I'm the victim. Mm-hmm. And everybody would have rallied around you. Yeah. And we all go through that at times. You chose something better. And even to hold on to the name, think of how often there are separations, there are breakups, there are arguments with family or divorces with wives and husbands, or two husbands or two wives, whatever it is. And the grudge just never goes away.
Never, yeah.
And think of how often, tell me.
Yeah,
tell us.
Actually from listening to, and I would wake up at 5, it would just be like boom, boom, boom. I would do a check off list because I'm so ADD. If you guys can't tell, I'm like squirrel, and then my mind goes off somewhere else, just like I'm doing now. But I would listen to him, and I remember him.
Les Brown.
Yes, I was listening to Les Brown, and I received a phone call because he wanted to check on our children. We have a cordial relationship now. I even though we went through so much pain and trauma, I was the one who said, "Hey, I forgive you." And it was so liberating for me to say that. And he was just kind of taken back, like, thank you. Like, he didn't know, because I was always the one like pointing fingers to him. You're such a bad person. You're such a bad person. And now I was just like, you know what? I put myself and I held myself down there, and I am now uplifting myself. And I don't have to be that person anymore. So I actually thanked him for giving me the strength and the thick skin to. You
have very nice skin.
Oh, thank you.
It's glowing. It's like it like radiates. I love your skin.
I'm actually an esthetician too.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was going to be in the story, but I just started crying and I couldn't get to that. So that'll be part 2 if I am invited back.
So you gave forgiveness.
Yeah.
It may have been a confusing moment for somebody.
It was confusing for everybody, but it just felt liberating, because I'm like, I feel like everybody is a victim or a victor in their own story, and nobody has the right to write it or tell it. And like, I took my own strength and I own my own pen and paper, and I said, look, I just ripped out the pages and I said, nice to meet you. My name is Kat Mendez. I'm going to throw on a blazer and I'm good and I'm happy and I'm positive. And everybody loved it. Speaking of which, I actually have a little surprise I wanted to share. I'm like giggling.
Me too.
Yay. Da-da-da. She is an icon.
That's your green blazer that you love wearing.
Blazer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share her because she became my cape. And I don't have a name, and you guys can add in the comments of what you would like to name her. But I put it on, and when I put it on, it became my just a whole different person. Like, I'm not only Kat Mendez, a mom who's badass and will go fight for her children, but I'm Kat Mendez, and I will fight for small business owners, and I will and I've seen you do that before. Yeah.
So a couple nights ago.
Yeah, exactly. I sized up intentionally so that way you guys can't see, because with all the carbs we're eating, you can't see a little belly, but everybody always thought that was just like a style, and it was intentionally just for that, which is really funny to share.
You're talking about the cape.
Yeah, my cape.
Yeah, we got to come up with a name for this cape.
I know. Please add in the comments what cape. Camera comment that you would like to give it the name, but she became just iconic, and I just put it on and I'm like, let's go.
I love that.
All the feelings, all the emotions aside, I am now in go mode, and I am able to step now into that zone. And going back to being a mom on the movement, I have both of my daughters are deaf.
Both of your daughters are fully deaf.
Both of them are fully deaf.
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
Yes.
Meaning,
so
okay.
Both my ex-husband and I, and we didn't do any testing. We share genes, and we're not related, that create deafness in children.
Oh, so, scientifically, you were able to find that out.
Yes. By genetic testing.
Interesting.
So there's so many different levels, and I'm just going all over the place. But I feel like I have a lot to tell. behind the smiles.
And you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You really are. And just a reminder for everybody, you never know, and this is to me too, you never know what anybody has ever been through. You don't know what anyone's thinking in their head. You don't know what happened to them. We think we know everybody's story, and we don't even know our own stories. Mm-hmm. So this is a great example for all of us to show up with empathy, mm-hmm. to show up listening. We don't show up. You notice how we don't use the S word on this show, sympathy? We don't show up. I don't talk about sympathy, and I don't say I'm sorry, because I think those words are way overused. Mm-hmm. And there may be a time and a place. That's just my opinion. We show up with empathy. We don't just put ourselves in other people's shoes, but we take off our socks before we put ourselves in other shoes. Mm-hmm. Instead of treating people the way we would want to be treated, we treat people the way they want to be treated. Yes. That's the platinum rule. And this is really a great example of, I knew none of this about Kat. I still don't really know her. Again, it's like some strange person is coming up in my loft in downtown Arlington. Yes. And I don't really know who she is. And people have said to me before, how do you get people to come up? I'm like, dude, it's the other way around. Like, yeah, they might be like, I'm going to this strange guy's place. And I'm like, there's this strange person coming to my home. I'm like, I live here.
And I was light stalking him. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. And I invited a stalker into my place. The point is, I really appreciate what Kat is saying, how she's opening up, and really this is a learning experience for all of us to just share and understand that we really don't know what people are going through. So when you say something to somebody or you do something and you notice how somebody reacts, there's probably a lot behind that. Mm-hmm. We just don't know it. Yeah. So let's be a little bit more understanding. Let's give a little bit more empathy to people, and let's just listen and love. And Dana says, let's name the blazer Cape of Community. She is always making connections.
Aw, I love that.
I like Dana.
I love Dana.
Do I know Dana?
You do know Dana. You met Dana yesterday. Dana was the awesome one who was able to help us. She's a co-creator of our One group. Shout out to One. I love you guys.
Dana, I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, cool. I do know Dana. Well,
we love her.
So you're a mom on a movement.
Oh, man. Yes.
And to ask you that question, what does it mean to you? Yeah. Maybe that doesn't apply, but share a little bit more. Like, what is a mom on a movement? How does that mean you wake up showing up every day? What does it really mean to you? And how does it keep you moving when you get shit thrown at you, when you get punched in the face?
I feel like I was just born to be punched in the face, to be honest. It's like I was born from a man who was never supposed to be born, first and foremost. Yeah. You know, that's super crazy to me. And then I'm like the black sheep. You would think that in my family,
you're more like the brown sheep to me.
The brown sheep, and I just was always different. I always felt like I was ostracized, and because I loved attention, there's a family video of me where I'm just like, "Hi, this is Kathy King."
Is there?
This is supposed to be a family video. It literally has on the VHS tape, it says King Family Video, parentheses. This is actually about Kat.
I don't see you like that at all. Although you were very eloquent on stage a couple nights ago. In fact, I kind of sat back because a lot of times I'm on stage. Mm-hmm. So it was really cool to sit back and watch you. I've seen Amber speak many times before, so that's always awesome.
Shout out to Amber. She's beautiful. I love her.
Yeah, be who you want to become. Yes. Amber, she was on the show too. But point is, when you were up there, I really enjoyed just your presence and how you spoke, soft-spoken. I love how you use your voice because you get people to lean in.
Thank you.
People are interested in what you say, and you use your tone, and you use your cadence, and you pace when you speak, and you seem very comfortable up there, whether you're not.
I was not. I was actually freaking out.
Would you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Do it more.
Aw,
Get up on stage.
Thank you.
You sharing what you shared today knowing what's behind you now and knowing what's creating, what's created this mom on a movement, being punched in the face all these times, you've got something behind you. So let's get out there and talk about it more. So what's it like every day to be a mom on a movement?
Oh man. So being that I represent my daughters and I'm not in, the deaf world, they are, I support the deaf culture. So and it's such a different world and there's different layers, but that'll be part 3. But I have to be an advocate for them. And they do have cochlear implants bilaterally. So I had to go through that with them for the surgeries. But having something foreign on your head growing up, my daughter wearing a harness and having people stare at your child, that thick skin, that cape, that was not my blazer. It was different back then. It was just like, look here, and having to retell the story of them growing up, being a then single mom, raising 2 deaf children, working 2 jobs, going to school. It was just, I had to be more than just myself. I'm raising, and I don't know if anybody, I was speaking to Ron Granado. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for encouraging me to share my story, as well as Dana.
Ronnie's great.
I love Ron. Yeah. I keep saying I love, but I do.
Ronnie's great.
Yeah. Just being able to say this world was not made for deaf children. And we can get into that later on, but I had to be that person. I had to be that advocate for them. A little story behind that. In Waukegan, they have the best deaf education. Shout out to them. When Kaylee, my youngest, was growing up, the deaf program was put into AOAC. And if anybody was from Waukegan, they know that was like the bad school. That deaf program for 3-year-olds was put into the basement.
Oh, they got rid of it?
No. Well, yeah. But I didn't feel comfortable with that. These were the misbehaved children with the 3-year-olds that are deaf. I didn't feel comfortable. Long story short, it flooded in their classroom. And I was so irate. And I was like, okay, so not only this is what the education is providing my daughters, now it's flooded. So then they resorted to moving it. And they moved the classroom behind the school theater stage up the stairs in basically the supply closet. This is where they were giving the deaf education. I
can't even believe I'm hearing this. I can't believe it. Go on.
Raised hell. And I'm still friends with the teachers. God bless them for being patient with me. I'm the nicest, sweetest person. You can ask my fiance and my children this. But when it comes to my children, when it comes to I battle for them. I go to hell and war for them. But I was like, no. Flooded basement. Now you're putting them in the supply closet. I don't think so. So I complained. I went to the school board, and now the Waukegan Deaf program for the 3 and 5-year-olds are now put into Greenwood Elementary School because of me, because I complained and I said, this is not right. You are isolating my children with special needs.
That's a win for everybody. Yeah. I absolutely love that. That's why the fireworks are going. Look.
Yay.
I do that? Love that. I did that. Yes. But it should be named after you. Yeah. Don't you think?
So this is my perspective. If anybody else has any other story, I'm sticking to that one because it makes me feel good. But we're
sticking to it.
Yeah. No,
whether you like it or not.
And the principal actually at Greenwood, who was the principal at the time for AOAC, she complimented me. I saw her at the school. And it was one of those hey, I know you, but I don't want to talk to you. But I still went up to her because I was that Karen parent Karen Cat.
Karen
she
Cat.
She stepped down from a role from being the principal. Now she's a teacher, and she thanked me for standing up and being so difficult for my children. And she's just like, not a lot of parents would do that. So, yeah, just continuing on. Yeah,
you did it. You kept moving forward.
Little strides.
And these are these you have 2 kids?
I have 2.
Yeah.
And my future stepdaughter Isa. So 3 girls. Very strong.
That's the best.
Yeah, strong. Well, that's the best. You can borrow them and tell me otherwise.
I love.
But
hey, if anybody wants to jump in, I put a link in the comments. You click on that link, and when you click on that link, you can hop in with us live on screen. That's what that link is for. Click on the link, hop in live, say hi to Kat, and ask her a question.
Please share some questions.
Alicia's on. And we also have Dawn Block. Love Dawn Block. She is speaking live, Coffee and Context, 1 week from today in downtown Schaumburg.
Yes.
And she's going to be with Megan O'Brien. And I hear the MC is very charismatic.
Oh, is that you?
Tell me a little bit. I like bringing this up because I think it's such an important part of our lives, all of our generations, and what we're doing right now. I like to bring this up. Tell us briefly about your experience in 2020.
Oh man, you're gonna make me cry again.
Did you thrive? Did you just survive?
So
what was it like for you and your family? And now, 5 years later, what can you say is 1 or 2 things that you're proud of that you did or that you didn't do? Now looking back 5 years after the lockdown.
So 2018, I met my fiance.
Okay.
He was my fiance at the time. We took a leap of faith. And right before COVID hit, we met on Bumble. Shout out to Bumble.
Look at that.
I was like, hey, the whole world is shutting down. I know we barely know each other. It was probably 9 months, but I said, and now this is the new Cat. I was like, it's either like we move in together or like we just do FaceTime. Like there's no in between. We have children, Took a leap of faith. I moved in with him, relocated to Lake in the Hills.
And this was when? Right before?
This is 2019.
Oh, this is 2019. Okay.
Yeah, 2019. I had just graduated from aesthetic school, which is why I have the great skin. I love it. So thank you for all the compliments. And because the girls had to go to school remotely, it was, hey, that serious conversation that we're still learning each other in our quirks and everything. It's like, hey, one of us are going to have to stay home with the children. And I'm just like, like I just got my degree.
And this is 2020 now.
This is, yeah.
Okay.
2019, 2020.
Got it.
Unfortunately, being an esthetician, you weren't able to work. It was deemed unnecessary, which it was. So I couldn't work with my brand new degree that I was so proud to get. So I stayed home with the girls, and I can't even believe this, that I'm here now in this area being interviewed by Dave.
Is this an interview?
This is an interview.
Are we just jamming?
Yeah, jamming interview. 3 years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was a stay-at-home mom with too much on her mind just because I was always go, 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 go. And I use this a lot. And it's like when you're cycling or when you're running really fast and you have your cadence and that drive and energy, your legs feel weightless and you're just like that momentum is going.
Okay.
But then all of a sudden, like your head and your body disconnect and your legs start to feel heavy. That is literally my life. I have to continuously go, 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 because when things stop and they're not in motion, I start feeling the pain. And it was just crazy. So when I was feeling the moment, because I was no longer having to go to school, working 2 jobs, juggling everything. I had now a partner that I can trust and rely on financially and emotionally. I was just like, holy crap, I'm messed up. Like, I need help. It was just in my head because I finally had that time to reflect on what happened in my 20s. It was like, wow, I need a hug. And like, it was just crazy. But then I am self-diagnosed bipolar depressed. I took to working out. I'm like, I have to work out. If I didn't work out, I was...
Yeah, get out of your head and get in the body.
Yeah.
Right?
So 4 a.m. took Bang. Bang is like crack in a can. Could not do that anymore. I was drinking 2 a day.
I don't know what Bang is.
Oh, it's an energy drink.
Oh, okay.
Oh. What was the balloon?
I think because I said bang.
Oh, I was just like, well,
there's these settings on here that go. Okay.
I was like, what? I don't know what bang is. Ooh,
yeah.
But 2 energy drinks a day to be able to be mentally, emotionally, and prepped to ask 3 different children to, and different education for deafness questions that I don't know. I'm like, the school system is different. I'm like, even the math, I can't help you with the math because the math is different than what we learned. So I was just like, man, I have a deeper purpose. I love being a mom, but I miss working. I miss being busy all the time. So in 2020,
do you think being busy keeps the chatter out of your head or distracts you from the chatter?
Yeah, for sure.
What would it look like if you were to maybe dig deeper into that chatter one day and start to listen to it and let some of it come out? I wonder what that would look like a few months from now. And
it would look like this.
And maybe,
because I've never been able to do this.
What do you think would be on the other side of that door, though?
Opportunity, I guess. More.
Yeah.
Just, I'm hoping opportunity and not just judgment based on, my younger version self.
Yeah.
I would love that. But
did you feel like you were judged before?
I feel like I'm being judged like right now. I'm judging myself,
Yeah.
So
I feel that too, that sometimes it seems like you judge yourself based on this conversation. Mm-hmm. Maybe we're not all judging you though.
Yeah. Are you judging me right now?
No. I'm having a moment with you, I thought.
But
Dana's got a question. What's something you've learned recently that changed how you work or lead? Because you are a true leader. It's a great question, Dana. So what's something you've learned recently that changed how you work or lead?
What's something that changed? Because I was bullied and I always wanted to be the leader and wanting to stand up for everybody else. What changed for me was, instead of, I feel like it's a societal thing. In order for you to be successful in your business world, you go with a bigger company so that way they can take care of you. What I found was the bigger company, I became a number. And I didn't like that. Like, I have this big personality. I'm unapologetic for it. And I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. So it made me really appreciate the small business owners, because I felt like they had a mission. They have a purpose. And so I took that and kind of was like, hey, you're being bullied by all of these big companies. I'm going to put on my cape and I'm going to be the one to stand up for you. So that really changed the way that I see things. So
I never connected that.
Yeah.
And while you were explaining that, I was just thinking about when I see you out at places, right? And when I see you, like how you act and how you carry yourself and the things you say to people and how you listen. That's why you were reaching out to me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I never realized that. It's like, you never know.
Yeah.
It's a great question, Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that is awesome. So we're an hour in.
Wow. You guys want to keep going?
If you look to the upper left over there, see, if you look to the upper left, there's a timer. It's like, we're an hour in.
Jeez.
Yeah, so let's start to wind down. Your perfect day, Kat. Like, what lights you up?
Day or date?
Day.
I felt like
I know what your perfect date is.
September 17th.
It's meeting you for coffee, getting an Americano, chilling up here. Yes. Tell me, what's your perfect day, or what lights you up when you think of something like, not even think. I don't want you to think about it. I want you to heart on it. What lights you up?
The very first thing that comes to my head is just goodness and my children and just the future, I guess. It's like we live in the present, in the moment, but at the same time, everything that we do or say can be the pivotal point or direction in that affects your future. That's kind of crazy. And that's the type of thing that I think of on a deeper level. It's like, man, on the perfect day could look like this. You make a turn, and then your next day, your perfect day could look like that. So I feel like the word perfect, just in general, there is no such thing. Live in your imperfections, accept it. And this was this was wonderful and liberating, and just a lot of clarity. And
this was here.
Yeah. This is like a filmed, like, Kat's breakdown is actually going to be the new title. I was like, holy crap.
I'm laughing because I love it, right? Like, and I mean, I love it just because when I left the corporate world in 2020, October 30th of 2020, I left it with love. I left it with gratitude and appreciation. I felt the same way about what you said. Yeah. Like, I felt like I was a number. Everything was just a transaction. Yeah. And I
reports. What's your numbers look like?
I had no idea what would happen when I got into real estate. I had no idea. I just knew that I wanted to be less transactional and more personal. And this is part of that more personal.
Yeah.
Right? Sitting down with people and really opening up about what's going on in life and what moves you and what hurts you and just being real. I love so much about what you said today, being a mom on the movement, what that looks like for you on a daily basis. You getting punched a lot. I don't know how. I don't know if you should write a book.
I want to write a book.
Or if you should talk more on writing a book's hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. It's very disciplined.
Marcus has a ghostwriting, handprint content. Shout out to you.
Yeah, he does.
So we that is actually in motion, is being able to share my story.
I love that.
But I also want to be like, just everything that and I want to say this, everything that we hear, everything that we read, everything that we write is in our own perspective of the theory of the mindset of that individual. So when people are like, this is a fact, I don't take that 100% wholeheartedly, because that version of what you could, perceive that to be is not the version of what so yeah, I just hope that I represented a woman that went through a lot of struggles very well, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I feel like Dave wore blue and green subconsciously for me to represent ProTech and Junk Luggers, so shout out to you.
Maybe. It's funny because I haven't worn this shirt for a while, and I haven't worn these pants for a while either.
They're green
pants,
I
was going through different things, and all of a sudden, sometimes I get up in my head about what I wear, which is why I wear a lot of the same things. Like, I'll buy 2 of the same shirts.
I wear the same thing. Everyone's like, do you have anything else?
It's so much easier. Like, I just don't want
Jobs. Like,
yes, he wears the black.
It's simple.
I love it. So I actually got up in my head for a moment. I'm like, dude, put the effing shirt and pants on and get going. Like, don't worry about it. So actually, this was more from the heart, but
your heart spoke well.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. I love that. So I like to end the show with asking this question of my guest, because this is what we're all about here. And of course, I want to thank everybody for watching, whether you're live on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or my favorite platform, LinkedIn. Maybe you're watching the replay on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It is episode number 88.
Yes.
And we're coming up to that 100th episode. So, Kat, Share with us, what does it mean to you to live beyond default?
Literally doing everything that I'm doing. I was statistically not supposed to be successful because of I'm from Waukegan, like that, and being a single mom, and having a Hispanic last name. I am doing literally everything that was societally normal, unspoken of. And I continue to grow and make strides every single day to get better, because I don't want to be a statistic. I want to be who I truly am, and live in the godly, presence and gift that I have naturally.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, so
if you guys have any questions, please put in the comments. I'm going to be rewatching this video, crying and everything, probably eating ice cream and asking myself why I did that. But ask in the comments.
Ice cream. Marcus says, thanks for the plug. Sharing stories is a must to heal, to be heard, to be from the heart. All right. And Daria says, you're an inspiration to many. Thank you. Blessed to know you. And
thank you, Daria.
Thank you all for jumping on. Thank you for sharing and investing your time with us. This means so much to me. This means so much to the community. And we're just going to keep getting a little bit better every day. There's a lot of struggles. We've seen it. We've heard it. We've literally felt it and lived it with Kat here. And we recognize that there is that door. And so often when we're faced with that greatest struggle, so often when we keep getting punched and we're up in our head and we don't want to take that next step, that's the calling. That's when it's most important for us to take that next step and to move forward and to live beyond default. So thank you for watching this episode. All right, you're going to do the hearts with me?
Hearts, ready?
Until next time, make it a great week.
That's so Asian.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I didn't have words.
That's so Asian. What? It's Asian and Latina with the.
Oh, I didn't know what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're ending it.
Oh my gosh.
Till next time.